This is the Morning Hookup on KFOR.
Oh, but I'll be all right as long as there's light from a neon moon. Oh,
Good morning, Lincoln, Nebraska. Happy Thursday. Welcome into the Morning Hookup. Bill Hooks and Caleb in the house. Boy, on a beautiful morning outside. Mornings that Nebraskans don't see typically unless it's October. No, I'm not talking about construction season. I'm talking about the nice weather you can roll the windows down and drive to work to.
65 and sunny? Come on now. What?
Yeah, I know.
What can you complain about
Why
today?
can't we play baseball in this in the summer?
Oh, my. No kidding.
So, welcome in. Hope everybody's off to a great start to their Thursday. Thanks for hanging out with us in the Morning Hookup. A lot of fun today. We'll talk some Huskers later on as we creep towards, I would say, the start of football finally. Big Ten Media Days. I know there's a lot of camps going on around the high schools right now, so they're feeling it. The energy's rolling through football here in the city right now. The Open Championship. Yes, I was up at 4 a.m. I'm shaking. Okay, 4 a.m. So we'll get to the Open. We'll update the Open. There's some guys struggling out there. So we'll get to that. Also, the top of the hour, around 10:10, who guy is never not on time. Salt Dogs manager Brett Jody will join us. We'll check up on the Dogs. They've had a little struggles as of late, trying to maintain where they're at. They were off to a start and then they weren't. So we'll talk to Brett Jody. He's always on point.
Right at 10:10.
Right at 10:10.
No later.
No, there's not a doubt.
Nope.
He'll be there.
On the dot.
And then we'll have stories that we missed. There's a lot of great stories around sports right now. So, but we're going to kick this thing off with a lot of fun here, and we're going to talk some youth stuff. We got the Junior Bolts football program. We've got Taylor Ashburn in the house. We got head coach Ryan Carney in the house from Pius. Good morning, guys.
Morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Well, this would be a lot of fun. I think we talk a lot of youth stuff on this program. Obviously, it's we talk a lot about youth baseball because both my kids play. So we tell stories, we tell experiences out through the program and about how Lincoln is starting to embrace. And I say starting to embrace. I'm not dogging the city, but there's guys like yourself. There's other programs. Sandhill's being developed that we're embracing youth sports now for their development because over time we've been behind with this in these programs. So we're going to talk about that a lot, especially from some guys that are passionate about sports around the city, not just Pius, but the city and youth development itself with programs like this. So let's get into Junior Bolts football, and then we'll talk more about the other Bolts programs that are now coming off of this. Taylor, give me the update. Give me where this started, why we're doing it. And you guys can go online to juniorbolts.com/football. It's all there, the mission and how it all started for you, because being a graduate,
yes, sir,
being a proud graduate of Pius, and also having kids that are going through programs like this.
Yeah, for sure. This actually got started in October of 23. I've been coaching with Lincoln Youth Football, the Manzito program, the last 4 years. And throughout that process, one of the things I was hearing, particularly from the 8th graders that I coached, as the season was drawing to a close, they were kind of sad that it was ending, as they would now be splitting off and going off to different high schools. And they would say, man, wouldn't it be fun if we were all going off to high school, together? And so that kind of planted a seed. The second thing was when my oldest son was a freshman playing football at Pius, their first game didn't go great. They were playing one of the Omaha schools. And I remember my son saying, "It's not fair, Dad. They've been playing together for like 5 years." And as that freshman team went on a few weeks into their season, they started kind of clicking, and he's thinking, I want another shot, at whoever they had played. So it just kind of planted a seed in my head. And I got together with a couple of guys that I played football with in high school and then Coach Hansen from Pius. And we just started having a conversation. Is there something different we could do? Because to be honest, if you look around outside of Lincoln, if you look at Waverly, you look at Norris, you look at Seward, and of course, all the schools up in Omaha, they all have feeder programs where you can start as a 3rd or a 4th grader. If you're going to play for Westside, you start in 3rd or 4th grade, and year after year, you're with that same group of boys. And when 8th grade ends and you're off to high school, you just keep going on with the same team. So we took a step back and just said, could we put something together? Could we make this happen? Could we develop a true feeder program for Pius? And we had a lot of meetings with Coach Carney and with administration at Pius. And the more and more we talked about it, the more and more we said, okay, we have to do this. And so we started putting all the pieces together, and now here we are, ready to kick off the season here in a few short weeks.
Well, Coach Carney, also, let's talk about this, because I think this is such a unique world when we're talking about youth and the connection to what you're doing at Pius. What that means, because obviously a graduate, a proud graduate, champion graduate out of Pius. Talk about that youth connection and your involvement and how important that pipeline becomes, because I think that's the truth, right? One, you're developing, and we're going to get to the mission, you're developing great young men that are also learning a system to become great at what they're doing when they get to you.
Yeah. Just they talk so much about relationships and connection nowadays, and creating those relationships early on, kind of like what Taylor said, when they get to Pius, if they've been together for 3, 4, 5 years, they're just going to be that much further ahead in their understanding of what we want to do at Pius and our mission at Pius, and what they want, what we want them to get out of it. And so there's only good things that are going to come from this relationship, where they're not only learning how great football is and building relationships together, but understanding that this is something that's going to be a part of your life as you move into high school as well.
Again, we're speaking to Taylor Ashburn and head coach Ryan Carney of Pius. Taylor, let's talk about the mission.
Yeah.
Okay, because I think in sports, sometimes this gets lost. The purpose, the mission, why we're there. Not only why the kids are there, why the coaches are there, why the coaches are selected because of how they're selected, and what the ultimate outcome of this types of programs as they move on.
Yeah. We're trying to build something that's more than just football, right? We see a tremendous opportunity to kind of cling to our Catholic identity as being a true feeder program from Pius with young men that are enrolled in our grade schools. Bringing them together at an earlier age, first and foremost, is a great opportunity. Lincoln Youth Football is a fantastic league. And I think Mike Selvage and Jim Sandman and those guys, they do a great job. But, as many know, it's that league is based on where you live. And so if you're in this neighborhood, you're going to be on Aloe. If you're in this neighborhood, you're going to be on Manzito.
Wait a minute. There's no NIL. You can't recruit to other places now. It's open, isn't it?
It's probably coming, right? Yeah. So this opportunity to pull kids in who maybe wouldn't be playing together or wouldn't get the chance to meet each other until they, showed up at Pius as freshmen, is a great opportunity. But, youth sports allows us to teach a lot of lessons about life, about teamwork, about coming together and accomplishing something that you couldn't have done on your own. And so there's so many ways that youth sports can teach kids tools to be successful later in life when they get off into the working world, part of being on a team. And obviously, I do want to say a tremendous thank you to Lincoln Youth Football, because this did kind of turn things on its head a little bit. When we approached them and we said, we have this idea, but this is how we want to select players. We want players that are ultimately going to feed into Pius someday. So, we're pulling from all the different grade schools, Catholic grade schools, here in Lincoln. And that was a change. And so their board had to kind of take a step back and decide if they wanted to support that or not, because we knew it would shake things up. And they've been awesome, to deal with. So to create a fun and safe environment that has a faith component, we have great coaches that have come on board who can really use football again as a tool to teach those good life lessons. That's really what it's all about. And then supporting Coach Carney and his staff and his program as well.
Awesome. We'll talk about that as well, how much this will help your program as they feed through. Because I go back and I love this, because, you and I have sat and talked, and Jim and I have sat and talked about these programs, and we just finished a 14U baseball season, which I've talked about at nauseum probably to all the listeners out there. But it is one of those things that we had 11 kids on this last run, all the emotions, right? 11 kids, 7 different high schools that they're going away from. But the culture became like the emotional release of these kids. There are 11 great friends, and that part of it, but they got to play together for this team. And again, it's not normal for select sports. They play together from 6 of them started at 8s. 9 of them were at 9s. and a couple additions through as you get through there.
Mhm.
But you get that culture. But from the young kid all the way to you, talk about one, your involvement, and two, what that hopefully does for that program.
Yeah, I think when they come into Pius, it's not going to be a lot of trying to figure out who am I, where is my place. Frankly, be able to get down to a lot more of the actual activity of football and not all those other things that are extremely important. And you have to get through those other things first before you can really move forward with what you're doing on the field. And so we're seeing a little bit of that right now when we have our high school camp this week in the evenings, and we've still got our freshmen coming from all different parts and all different programs. And now they're learning a brand new system, and it's going great. They've got great energy, but just imagining them coming in and them knowing what this formation is or this play concept is, and how fast we'll be able to move past some of those things that traditionally have been a little bit more slow going. So I think it's just going to be fantastic and awesome for Pius football.
Taylor, you spoke about how you guys are looking around all the grade schools around Lincoln. So I guess that leads me to my question of how far down in age do you guys go? Where do these kids, when can you start playing for the Junior Bolts program? And then obviously it's up till 8th grade. And then are all those age groups the same? Is there flag football? Is it all contact? Is it how does this work down in the lower age groups?
Sure. Yep. So the tackle program, you can start as young as 8 years old and go all the way up through your 8th grade year. Lincoln Youth Football does have what they call flex football, which is flag football with kind of a soft shell helmet, and we'll get there someday. This year we wanted to just get the tackle program, up and running. But yeah, they can start young. No question, they can start young, and every family makes that decision of, when do we want to get our kid into tackle? We've talked big picture, a couple years down the road, maybe having a flag football track, Junior Bolts flag football, where maybe you start 3rd, 4th, 5th grade and then make that jump in 6th grade. We'll see how that all kind of comes together. But I just think this is going to be so good for the community. Not only are these boys going to be together playing with their future high school classmates, but the parents, you're going to have St. Michael's parents sitting next to North American Martyrs parents at the games who maybe never would have interacted. They'll be in the stands together at Pius someday. But now at a much earlier age, these boys are all, coming together. And I can't say enough just how appreciative I am of Coach Carney and his staff. This wouldn't have worked if he would have said, great idea, here's the playbook, good luck. We've spent hours and hours together, you and I. We've spent hours with your coaching staff. We had an event last week up at Pius for about 3 hours. His whole coaching staff was there, and we had, I think, 25 or 26 of our coaches. And it's just guys in a room talking football, drawing stuff up on the board. Because what we want to do is take their playbook and then implement it. And obviously your 8th grade A team is going to probably get the full freshman playbook. And then we kind of water it down all the way down to the rookies. The 8 and 9-year-olds are going to get a taste of it. The drills that they like to run, the culture of Pius football, all those things we can incorporate at the lower level, so that when the 8th grade ends, they just take that next step together. And it's like another year in the program.
Creating community through passionate leadership. Let's talk about the uniform. Tell me about the uniform development.
Yeah.
Because I know this is every piece of this is something to do with someone else.
Right.
And how it gets developed. And again, you can go to juniorbolts.com/football on the web and check it all out. It's got everything, how to register, the handbook, the parent manual, which better go read it, parents. Pay attention. But talk about the uniform, because it's pretty slick in the store.
Yeah. Yep. So Rob Hansen over at Ideal Images has done a great job for us putting out a store. And there's been a lot of parents that have hopped online and bought some cool stuff. If you go to the website, there's a video. So my boys said to me a few months ago, like, Dad, we need to do a jersey reveal video. And I'm like, what the heck's a jersey reveal video? No, NFL does it, college does it. So I watched a few of them. So, go check it out. We had a lot of fun putting that together. But obviously the cool part is just getting these kids in the green and gold from an earlier age. The helmet is the same color scheme that Pius uses. They're actually reversible youth football jerseys. So we can go green, you can flip them inside out. You can go the away whites. We put some bolts on the shoulder, you know, a little bit of an extra touch there for the kids. But, you know, the funny story, I met with the Riddell helmet rep and with Mike Selvage, and I'm looking through the catalog and we're learning all about the different options that we have. So we picked out a couple helmets and shoulder pads. And then the rep says, all right, let's talk about delivery. And I said, oh, we've got a storage unit, 27th and Pine Lake. Just let me know of FedEx. I'll meet him there. And he goes, no, FedEx won't deliver to a storage unit. And I looked at him. I said, well, what are we going to do? And he goes, they're coming to your house, big guy. And I said, what's coming to my,
What do you mean? What?
190 sets of helmets and shoulder pads are coming to my, so God bless my wife. I mean, the neighbors were probably wondering what in the world did the Ashburns order, but over the course of a couple of days, it was well over 100 boxes showing up, unpacking, but designing the jersey was fun. But again, it's the Pius colors, Pius scheme. It's been fun.
Awesome. We got Taylor Ashburn and as well as Coach Ryan Carter. I think something else that's cool. It's probably, I don't know if it's with the sports world, but like you talk about getting the kids in the green gold. Jeremy Eckler's doing something cool. Isn't he taking shirts to the elementaries and junior highs coming up as well?
He is. Yeah. The We Are Pius, you know, kind of concept. Jeremy's a visionary and we're blessed to have him, you know, at Pius. He wants that third or fourth grader that's sitting at St. Joe's to think that Pius is my school too. I'm part of that. And maybe not actually part of it today, but I'm going to be part of it when I, you know, go off to high school. And so this is all part of that. You know, we're going to practice at Aldrich Field as they're finishing up at their practice. We'll be coming on. So the boys will have the opportunity to practice under the lights on the turf. And you're just planting that seed that I'm going to be here someday. You know, I'm connected to this school already, even though I'm a fifth grader.
Taylor, did I hear you say that? So the playbook will be generally pretty much the same as what they run at the high school level. So then by the time they get to the high school level, they'll have an understanding of where to line up, certain blocking schemes, you know, how to run everything.
Exactly. Yep. So taking that, and Coach, you can comment on that as well. But the thought was, you know, you give the A team the freshman equivalent of the freshman playbook, and then you step it down. But it's formations, it's run schemes, it's passing concepts, it's drills. And, you know, there's been a lot of work that's gone into that, but we feel real good about where we are. I've been telling our coaches, we're all rookies on day one. We'll learn together. But so many of the Pius coaches have been a great resource. One of them is actually going to help with our A team. So there's the bridge in that gap there where some of those eighth graders will be around Coach Blatchford. And then when they become, you know, freshmen, he's still going to be there.
I think, sorry, not to take the throne here, but I think that's just incredible because I grew up I graduated from Millard North High School in 2020, and I grew up playing for the Junior Mustangs organization in Omaha. And from 6th grade, we were running the exact formations and the same exact verbiage that they use at the high school level. So the first day of summer practice, you get there, and Coach Petito, legend, he says, hey, we're going to line up and we're going to run base scat 22. And I'm like, oh, I know what that is. I've been running that since 6th grade.
Exactly.
So I think it's just, it's perfect to have those kids learn that from such a young age. So then when they get to the high school level, they can just go right into it.
Yeah, I think that's the only one of the major things that just makes sense. I mean, if you're going to do something like this, then you got to have congruency from the youth to the high school level. And like Taylor said, everybody's been great, and certainly there'll be things that we figure out and have to change, and you know, it'll be a process. But we're all really excited for their success, and then moving forward for Pius.
Well, Coach, also talk about this, and I hope I'm not throwing this into you because I know you guys got a lot going on with camp and your season's coming up. But how cool could this be from a culture standpoint, a men development standpoint, to have your kids, your players involved on this side?
Yeah,
spending some time with the young kids to teach them community outreach, talking about what it's like to be at Pius. Like, because I think there's a gap there from even my freshmen going in, a little nervous. Even to walk the halls at Pius or get on campus at Pius. Yeah.
I think probably, you know, this is a great opportunity for, like you said, our high school program players to see how what they do and their involvement, how it can affect the youth and the future of our program. And so there's going to be great opportunities for them to interact. Like Taylor said, they're going to be practicing right after us. So there's going to be opportunities for them to talk to and interact with the youth players and create that bond. And I'm looking forward to, frankly, dropping the head coach hat and just being a coach on those days where I get to go and interact with those kids and help them out and not have to worry about all the other things that a head coach has to worry about. So I'm excited about just getting to interact and be a coach again, just helping kids get better at fundamentals.
That's awesome. Well, Taylor, we probably have to also mention speaking about being a community. You've had some great people help this program out.
Yeah.
Some great sponsors.
Right.
One no more than Sandhills. They've been a very passionate, not just with junior bolts. They've been a very passionate leader in this community and a lot of other fronts.
Yeah, no question. We owe a tremendous amount to Sandhills Global and to the Pede family. Starting a program from scratch and everything that's gone into, buying the helmets, the shoulder pads, the jerseys, the equipment. I can't thank them enough because this was an expensive undertaking. And so, but the neat thing is that we've opened it up to the community as well. And there's been a lot of local businesses that have stepped up and said, I want to be a part of this. How can I help? Because when we were putting this all together, we really didn't know what kind of numbers we would have. Would we have enough for just, a 5th and a 6th grade team? And so we kind of surveyed the parents, and it's just grown and grown. We will have 167 boys in our program.
Wow. That's huge.
We've got a couple of 3rd graders all the way up to the 8th grade level. And it's just awesome to see the excitement and a lot of 1st-year players. More than half have never played football before.
Yeah, that's really cool.
And so that's an awesome responsibility for us to create and instill a love for the game, because football numbers are down, kind of across the board, and football is a numbers game. And if you can start having, 50 freshmen show up every year to just refuel that pipeline. And so we feel a tremendous, it's an honor, but it's an awesome responsibility to instill in these boys a love for the game. Our goals for this season have nothing to do with winning. We want to go out and make it such a fun experience that they want to come back next year and the next year, and ultimately end up with Coach Carney and his staff when they step foot on campus at Pius, and just create good young men through football as a tool.
That's awesome. Now, when did the boys kick the season off? Let's get down. I know they're practicing. They got the practice schedule. When did they get to go head to head? We have equipment checkout on Tuesday, the 29th. And back to kind of integrating with the varsity program, we're hoping to have a couple of varsity players there helping. Be kind of fun as, a little 5th grader's getting his helmet to be walking there with a varsity player who can tell him a little bit about himself. And it's good to see you. And I'm glad you're going to be a Thunderbolt someday.
Equipment checkout is a great time. I wish you good luck.
Yeah. Yep.
All hands on deck, baby.
All hands on deck. Yep. So we're going to do it right at Aldrich Field. And then that Thursday, the 31st, will be our first practice. So we'll have 3 weeks of practice, and then games will kick off. I think it's August 24th. Playing down at the Lincoln Youth Football Complex there on South Street, and
baby,
it's going to be fun. Because October of 23 is when this started. I just can't wait to actually get on the field.
See something go, right? Like it's going to be like the vision, the mission, all the things included that it got you to here will be pretty cool.
Well, we talked about taking a picture at some point, because you'll have 100+ varsity players and then our 160 some junior Bolts. That'd be a pretty cool photo op, because that's truly what we're trying to do, is take Coach Carney's program and extend it all the way down to 3rd grade and make those kids really feel like they're part of it.
Well, this is awesome. Well, thank you guys for taking the time, and not just taking the time, but the vision, the mission, the community that's being developed for youth, because I think that is so important. I just remember growing up as a youth playing sports, the avenues, the people I met, and staying out of trouble for that. So, but thank you guys. You guys can go to juniorbolts.com. It's out there. There's other programs, by the way, not just that we can get more into later on, but there's a basketball program. There's a baseball program that's all about that community and developing kids. So thank you guys. Appreciate you guys so much. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
I know you're knee deep coming into it. So good luck. So, hey, let's take a break. We come back. We'll flip it up just a little bit, talk a little Open Championship golf. Did we get it? Did I hit?
You hit it all.
All right,
Yeah.
good. Hey, nice meeting you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Well, I'll be
Yeah.
around there.
Yeah, we'll see you around.
Yeah, got a freshman coming in. He's ready to rock and roll, and he's in that middle lane of like he's above average in both like golf and baseball. It's like which one you think?
Right. Right.
You know. So
Yeah. Awesome.
we'll see if I can walk you guys.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, for
See you
sure.
around till 11.
What's that?
You want to
Go
go
till
till
11. Yeah, right up to 11. All right.
Good stuff.
Yeah, just the whole youth community thing to me is
Yep.
the passion,
Yep.
and I get their passion. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba. Good morning, Ryan 840. Good morning, Greg. It is a perfect day outside today.
Yeah.
Of course, it's the
This
day
is literally like you cannot get better than this.
it's the day I'm not playing. I'm gonna go watch my kids play though.
Of
They have a golf event
Oh,
out at Wilderness, so I'm gonna go hop on a cart and go watch them compete today.
yeah. This reminds me of fall, and fall is my favorite season.
Oh God,
If money wasn't an issue, I would live in like San Diego
yeah,
because it's like 65 degrees and sunny all the time
all the time.
with a breeze.
All right, let's go here all the time. All right. Oh, I can't go there. Don't look at that. I'll get myself in trouble. I actually have Peacock up right now. I did not go over to watch it, though. I am watching now. Oh, let's
Yeah, I was slightly checking the standings this morning.
There's a lot going on in that world right now. We have one guy at the top that's a recognizable name. Just made his way to the top, or he's there. He's done. Number one, hanging in there. Well, we got some good names at the top here. There are some struggle buses going on.
How about one under through one round, Mr. Phil Mickelson?
What?
That guy's not like 70 years old by now.
Yeah, that's
He's
close.
55. Okay.
There's some guys that have just not got it going. It's not the easiest conditions right now either.
Yeah.
Or unless it's changed. Unless it's changed. I was watching early this morning. It was fine this morning. Then the winds kind of whipped up. And then it was like I saw the umbrellas pop out.
Wonder if I can find a stream for it. All right, here we go.
Let's go! Cause I'm feeling like I'm running and I'm feeling like I gotta get away. Better know that I don't and I won't ever stop. Cause you know I gotta win every day. Go! See, they really wanna pop me. Go! Just know that you will never flop me. And I know that I gotta be a little cocky.
Welcome back in the morning hookup. Happy Thursday. Special thanks to Taylor Ashburn and Coach Ryan Carney hanging out with us, talking a little junior bowl football. Just let it roll. We're gonna get to that. That is one of my favorite. I know I sent that to you, but we're going to talk. We'll get to the ESPYs. I watched the ESPYs last night. I watched them.
Shane Gillis.
He was incredible.
Oh man.
My kid was watching with me, and he actually sent me. He found a site or whatever Instagram he was on, shot me all the one-liners that we can read through
Yeah.
that were pretty incredible. But that part Busta was on last night, just kicking it.
One of the more legendary verses.
Like it was no big deal.
Yeah.
Like you just stopped up and goes, bam, here I am. Open Championship. I did get up early this morning and watch it. I was up. Wasn't easy, but I got up, let the dogs out, got it on, got the coffee rolling. 2 cups deep, no 3 cups.
I was going to ask how far
3
we
cups deep. Got 2 cups in while I was watching. Had to run out to run an errand this morning. So I picked up another cup, did some stuff, came in. I got to get to the water because I'm a little shaky. Like I lied to you. I could use a little slowdown at this point. Currently going on. Here are some notable names. This has not been easy for these guys this morning. Winds picked up. A little rain started going. I'm not sure if they're in that mode now. Let me click over. A little chilly as normal. There's John Rahm there. There were some shots that they were like a Lowry or somebody else. Like it's like huge left to right wind, and that's the way they hit the ball. It was like they couldn't start it far enough left to get it to that it didn't end up in the rough, way rough. Notable names right now. Matt Fitzpatrick, have yourself a day. Has not played great golf. 4 under par, 67. Jacob Olson, 67. I'm not going to try to pronounce that one. There's 3 tied at the top. It's 6-7. Here's notable names. How about a little Lee Westwood coming in? A little 269 today. World number 1 Scotty Scheffler through 16. He's 2 under, hanging out there. At Ricky Fowler. Hey, Ricky, 2 under through 10. Sergio Garcia having himself a nice day so far, 2 under through 9. Ryder Cup captain Keegan Bradley, -1 through there. Notable guys that are maybe just struggling. Xander Schauffele was on the struggle. He had a lot of 4 or 5 foot par putts that were hard for him. That he's even par. Victor Hovland even par out there. DeChambeau just got off on and going. He's even through 2. Some names that are have not just struggling. Rory McIlroy, by the way, 1 over after 1, made bogey on 1. We'll continue to watch his round as he gets going as one of the favorites in this. Jordan Spieth. 1 over. He's in that group. He's 1 over through 1. I'm trying to think of some names out here like, whoa, wait a minute. His struggle busing. Patrick Cantlay, a notable guy, typically 73 today. Usually in the major. Dustin Johnson, 73 today. I threw out, while we threw out one of those sleepers, Cam Young, 74. He's 3 over. Colin Morikawa really strong. He's 3 over through his first 16 holes out there. Patrick Reed struggling. He's 4 over. Out there, probably a couple names that are surprises, or one that's a surprise to me because he's been a major hound in the majors. Brooks Koepka, 76 in his opening, 75 in his opening 18 holes. The high round of the day so far is Bryant. The poor amateur. They shot 82. Come on, man, leave him alone. So there's a lot happening. That rough is gnarly in these areas. As I was watching this morning, just some tough action going on at the Open right now.
Thick grass or
thick grass, whiskey grass, and it's wet.
Whiskey grass.
Whiskey. I like the name. I like the word whiskey. Yeah, but it's got those tall.
It's a little early for some whiskey.
True, absolutely. Wait, it's not. I mean, you could plan on what you're doing later.
Yeah, there you go.
But it's wet. It was really wet this morning. Guys struggling to miss it on the wrong side. The bunkers being deep bunkers. Notable guys that are still not off and going quite yet. Oh, let's see. There's still a backside of this thing. Not many. Most of the guys are on the golf course right now. Tony Finau just got going. But yeah, most of the big time hitters are on the golf course now, have their rounds off and going. So there'll be a lot to go as you watch this golf.
Looking at the live odds. You want to guess what Mr. Scotty's sitting at right now?
To win it?
Yeah.
I bet she's the favorite.
Yes, by
plus 225, plus 300. Or is he minus?
You were close. Well, if you would have said that like 30 seconds ago, you would have had it on the dot, but the odds keep dropping. So he's down to plus 200 now to win the whole thing. Minus 340 to end top 5.
He methodically, it's eerily similar to watching him play golf. to Tiger Woods
Mm-hmm.
based on the way it's a take what the course gives you,
Keep the ball in front of you.
keep it in front of you, hit miss on the right sides,
Yeah.
and attack when you attack.
Mm-hmm.
You go back and look at again. I don't have all the stats for him, but go back and look at the Tiger run of majors or the Tiger run in golf. There aren't many times when he was like the first round leader or the second round. It's after 54 holes, you're like, he's in the lead.
Yeah.
And it's a 200, a 300, then a 5 or something like that. Now you're like, well, wait a minute. How'd Tiger get to 10 under?
He just
And
stays
he's
in,
leading by 3.
stays in control, stays in it, and then boom, hits you.
Yep. Scotty doesn't get out of character. He understands the plan as you plot along the golf course. I mean, he's going to be pretty happy with a 200 par if that's where he finishes.
Other guys coming in on the odds here: Matt Fitzpatrick and John Rahm, both sitting at plus 1,000, and we head to Rory at plus 1,200, and then a big jump in odds. Victor Hovland, Tyrell Hatton, Tommy Fleetwood, all sitting at plus 2,200. Then we go Xander Schauffele, Shane Lowry, DeChambeau, all sitting around plus 3,000.
Did Scotty's odds just change? I just looked up. He's 300 through 17 now, headed 18. He's one off the pace.
I still see plus 200.
Yeah, he's just one off the pace right now.
Yeah.
He just made a birdie on 17 to close that gap. Victor Hovland, by the way, 2 under, jumped into the top 10 right now after 2 holes. He must have made an eagle on number 2, getting it done. It'll be interesting to watch as they continue to plot along this course. You mentioned Tyrrell Hatton, 1 under after 3. He's one to watch. A little snake in the grass out there for him. I am impressed by the Phil Mixon 70 today. I think he had a hole out from a bunker today, too, if I remember watching a shot. It was kind of a blur after watching a lot of shots this morning, starting at 4 o'clock this morning.
With enough coffee in your system to kill a baby elephant.
I got to slow the heart rate down a little bit. Justin Thomas also 1 over after 1. So we'll keep you up to date. We'll keep watching this as it continues throughout the day and out the morning as well. Greg says the Open app is not working. I don't have the app. I have it, but I have not looked on it yet.
I was trying to find a stream. I don't know.
I've got Peacock up on my thing because we carry that. The number of subscriptions we carry is over the top, but I've got it up over here. I'm trying not to I'm not on there. I'm actually on the stream looking at everybody right now. You're looking at me. You're hanging out, trying to stay focused through this. It's a lot of fun going on. So, all right, let's take another break. And when we come back, let's go to the ESPYs. A night of celebration, also a night of laughter. We'll talk about that when we return.
Boom, 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 boom. Let's see here. I've been on a country kick lately.
Bring it.
My girlfriend hates it. Turn this off.
All right. That's done. I don't know if I'm going to be like bitter because I'm going to go watch my kids play golf today and I don't get to play, or if I'm going to be like, this is fun to watch. I mean, I played yesterday, so I should be happy. But they're going to play like in this impressive, beautiful day.
How'd you shoot?
Terrible. First time in 3 weeks playing golf.
Yeah.
No, first world problems, I know. A lot of people weren't doing it yesterday, but did I have fun? Yes, I had a lot of fun. I ended well. Let's say that I ended.
There you go.
I think I par 3 the last 4 the last 5, something like that.
If I could just
Made 1 par on the front, so it wasn't pretty.
if I could putt, man.
Chipping and putting around the greens. I had little touch, little feeling yesterday after being not seeing my clubs for 3 weeks. I gotta bring that up. My kid sent it to me. Where is it? He sent it to me on the Insta. There it is.
When Caitlin Clark
Oh.
retires from
Oh,
the
no.
WNBA, she's going
Sister cries out from her baby bed. Brother runs in, feathers on his head. Mama's in her room, learning how to sew.
Welcome back in the morning hookup. A few moments left in a fast-moving first hour.
Hank Williams sings
I love these texts. Sorry, my kid texted me. Can I call you? Not right now. Are you okay? Boy, a sports night last night. I know we were all grabbing at it, like trying to figure out what to watch if you're a sports fan. Last night, the tradition of the ESPYs last night. Kind of fun. We actually got to sit down and watch it, and I kind of watched it knowing, like, all right, these awards are the awards. Who's who of sitting in the crowd. But also of, like, Shane Gillis. How this was going to go, right? Where the writers were going to take them. I watch it more for that than anything. Did you get a chance to watch it all?
I watched the clips on Twitter. They summarized it pretty well. Shane Gillis is one of my favorite comedians. He never fails to make me laugh. And last night he was just putting on a show.
Oh my gosh, some of the ones we're going to get to them, but some of the awards last night: SGA, Simone Biles, male and female athletes of the year out there. Also some other ones out there. Let's see, the Eagles won the franchise. They won the Super Bowl. They claimed the best team out there. Arthur Ashe Award, pretty cool. Russell Westbrook did a nice job presenting that one. That one went out to Big O, Oscar Robinson, in attendance last night. Also, the Pat Tillman Service Award went out to former athletes David Walters and Aaron Reagan out there. Jimmy V, by the way, very passionate talk last night from the Penn State volleyball coach who got the Jimmy V Award last night. Always an emotional situation watching that as well. Did you think the monologue? I felt like Shane felt out of place for a minute. It became awkward to start.
There was zero.
Like, I don't know if he wanted to say some of the jokes. He's like, well, and he kept saying, like, they wrote it.
He's like, yeah, we should have left that one out. I probably shouldn't have said that. And then the crowd as well. There was like zero laughter for a second. It was silent, and then they started to warm up a little bit, and you can hear them laughing.
Well, he hit some really crazy topics as well. Like he had to navigate. Obviously, he navigated the Epstein stuff for a little bit, which whatever. We'll get to there. Caitlin Clark, he kind of went on Caitlin Clark. He said when Caitlin Clark retires from WNBA, she's going to work at Waffle House so she can continue to do what she loves most. Fist fighting black women. Come on, man. Like, come on. Oh, man. Oh, God. Probably my favorite it was when he went in on Bill Belichick. Did you hear those?
He was talking about, he was like
his girlfriend.
Yeah, because he transitioned from Shohei. He was like he's played the 3 best positions: pitcher, hitter, and bookie. And then he goes, and bookie is what Bill Belichick reads his girlfriend before bedtime.
And he went in on the certain books, and I don't know how the book titles, but he went in on like the book titles.
Yeah.
Some of the best ones, but I think they were pretty like unique. When he talked about, he said four-time WNBA All-Star Brittany Hicks is here. Give it up to Brittany. Everybody just started clapping, right? And he goes, "I'm joking. That's my friend's wife. I knew none of you knew you knew any WNBA players."
I was surprised at some of it. I was like, he said this on national television. He said this on ESPN, but I think that's the thing with comedy. You gotta remember you're watching a comedian, a guy who does this for a living. It's jokes.
It's jokes.
It's comedy.
Have some laughter. These are moments in life that are laughter.
None of it. He doesn't mean any harm by it. It's supposed to make you laugh. My girlfriend and I went to a comedy show this past weekend.
Yep.
And
get ready.
It was the same exact thing. Like, I mean, we're sitting front row, and he pointed at us, and he's like talking to us, doing crowd work and things like that. And then she's Hispanic, and there was a guy in the front row who used to work for immigration. And then the family that we went with, they own the complex over on Cornhusker.
Yeah.
And they run like all these boxing events and things like that.
Yeah.
They're Hispanic as well.
Yeah.
So it was a good dynamic to have.
It's like let
that going back
go
and
a little
forth.
bit, man. Have a little fun.
Yeah, don't need to be all serious about it. Everybody was having a good time.
Yeah.
Everybody was laughing. It was great.
When he went in on SGA a little bit, SGA is here. Everybody's singing around him. Is in foul trouble now.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if SGA liked that joke too much.
No,
he didn't really laugh too much. Maybe give him a little smirk. But
I'm just reading some of these still. Deshaun Watson got a little play in this one.
Yeah, that was a that was a deep cut.
Look, man, I think that's what these shows are about. I just was like the super awkwardness of it. You felt bad for Gillis for a while. He said before closing out, what did he say? He goes, "I see a lot of you that don't like me, and that's okay. That's it for me." That went about exactly how I thought it was going to go. I don't know why this happened. And then, come on, man, his parting shot at the end was incredible. Laughter about the after parties.
I didn't hear this.
Talked about how the after parties got ruined by recent events.
Oh.
Sorry, I'm probably going to get in trouble for all this, aren't I? Am I going to be in trouble now for bringing this all up?
I think my favorite joke, and Nebraska fans out there.
Oh, yeah. Do this
will
before
love
we
this.
go to break. Yes.
He was talking about Shedeur Sanders and how he got his jersey number retired at Colorado. And people are like, he said, people are saying it's because of nepotism, because of his father. It's not. It's because he went 13-12 over his career and almost won the Alamo Bowl. Yeah, definitely not nepotism, right? Which is so true. Literally, like,
oh my gosh,
exactly what we said on this show. Like when he got his jersey number retired, we were all like, "What? Are you kidding me?"
Got to get greatness before greatness continues.
Oh man,
what a day! What a day out there. So that was a lot of fun. If you got a chance to watch, and again, it just teaches you something. Just know that you take life the way it is. You're blessed to have this life. You're blessed to do what you do. And then you enjoy some laughter. Even though if you got to laugh at others, laugh at yourself. Be a part of it,
Yeah. I think it's always good to laugh at yourself too.
Yeah.
That's one of the more important things in life.
I laugh at myself more than I need. A lot of it's internally. But I laugh at myself quite a bit. So, all right, coming up, man, we're going to have Salt Dogs manager Brett Jody talk about the dogs a little bit. Check up with Coach. Make sure he's hanging in there. They lost a stinker last night. They got a long way to go. We'll talk to Coach. And actually, they're back home, so we get a chance to go see the dogs and some beautiful nights for baseball. So we'll take a break, and we come back. We'll have Salt Dogs manager Brett Jody.
Smart, inviting you to join me and Chip Maxwell every Saturday morning at 7 or Sunday mornings at 6 for the Retire Smart radio show. We'll provide you answers to your most pressing retirement questions and help you navigate ever uncertain financial times. Don't just retire, retire smart. That's Saturday mornings at 7 or Sunday mornings at 6.
Investment advisory services offered through Smart Wealth LLC, a registered investment advisor.
Don't forget to use your KFOR Summer Fun Punch ticket and enjoy your fun-free activities at the Lincoln Children's Zoo, Paint Yourself Silly, the Lincoln Salt Dogs, Sun Valley Lanes and Games, and the Lincoln Children's Museum. The Summer Fun Punch ticket has raised over $600,000 for Lincoln area PTAs and PTOs. Enjoy the summer with the Summer Fun Punch ticket, brought to you by Amigos, Hobbytown USA, Juice Stop, Lincoln City Libraries, Lost in Fun, Make It Take It, and Swanson Martial Arts, and KFOR.
Here's a real-life story that affects 50% of all of us out there. It's called divorce. If you've gotten divorced and now you're struggling to pay your bills and your credit card debts are completely out of control, you need to call this special debt relief hotline right now. We help people with all kinds of money problems caused by different life challenges, a divorce, a job loss, even heavy medical bills. All these life events can sometimes financially stress you out and cause you to get out of control. We help people get their lives back by showing them ways to consolidate and reduce their debt, in some cases for a fraction of what they owe. If your credit card balances are more than $10,000, call us and learn how to reduce your credit card bills and monthly payments now. Here's our number.
Paid for by Debt.com. Call now at 800-810-1820. 800-810-1820. 800-810-1820. That's 800-810-1820.
ZipRecruiter is the place. ZipRecruiter is the place for talented teachers, savvy software developers, and master mixologists. ZipRecruiter is the place where you meet all these people and more. That's because ZipRecruiter is the place for job seekers who are looking for new opportunities. In fact, ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day, so you can find the right candidates right away. It's no wonder that ZipRecruiter is the place for skilled skydiving instructors, accomplished airbrush artists, and proficient pediatricians. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter to hire, you're missing out. ZipRecruiter is the place that's so confident it can make your hiring easier that it lets you try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. So if you want the right candidates for all your roles, ZipRecruiter is the place to go. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
If Ernest Hemingway was alive today, would he say this to you?
Shakespeare, Mark Twain, Edgar Allan Poe, all great writers. And after reading your book, I simply must add you to the list.
Wait, you don't have a book yet. So make a free call to Page Publishing. Turn your book idea into publishing gold.
800-215-6818. 800-215-6818. That's 800-215-6818.
KFOR invites you to join Legacy Retirement's John Kopetsky and his special guests Saturday mornings for the Aging Adventure. Brought to you by Legacy Retirement Communities. Lifestyle and health topics plus fascinating people. The Aging Adventure, 8 a.m. Saturdays on KFOR.
Severe weather in Nebraska could be a matter of seconds between life and death. Before, during, and after, you can count on KFOR's Operation Stormwatch, life-saving information powered by Golden Rule Contractors and Lincoln's KFOR.
Lincoln's local news, talk, sports, and weather station. FM 101.5, 1240 AM, KFOR, and KFRX HD3, Lincoln.
ABC News. I'm Sherry Preston. President Trump's bill requesting Congress to pull back on funding for foreign aid and public broadcasting passed the Senate in an early morning vote. Now it's headed to the House, where, says ABC's Jay O'Brien,
it's unclear the level of support that it has. I've talked to some hardline House Republicans who typically are spending hawks, who typically would be sticks in the mud with any kind of bill that was rewritten by the Senate, who say, in general, they seem okay with this language because in broad, it's $9 billion plus plus worth of cuts.
The bill slashes funding that had been allocated for the now gutted USAID and cuts about $1 billion out of the public broadcasting's budget for both NPR and PBS. New allegations about the crash of the Air India flight last month that killed 260 people.
These are potentially explosive claims about that Air India crash. The Wall Street Journal reports multiple U.S. officials say the captain deliberately turned off the fuel switches seconds before the plane came down. In the black box recording of their conversation, the first officer is heard asking the captain why he turned both switches to the cutoff position. The captain then replies, denying that he turned them off.
ABC's James Longman. Millions along the Gulf Coast on high alert as heavy rain brings flooding.
We start in Biloxi, where they're under flood watch for locally up to 8 inches of rain, but it's also in south and central Louisiana where we see the significant risk, level 3 out of 4, from Lafayette to Morgan City, Louisiana, for up to 15 inches. But New Orleans is in that flood watch also for up to 8 inches, so we're watching for today and early tomorrow, depending on where you are.
ABC Chief Meteorologist Ginger Z. A suspect has been arrested in the murder of Sunshine Stewart, a 48-year-old paddleboarder who was found dead in a Maine earlier this month. Her body was found at a Crawford Pond in Union, a popular spot near a campground. The suspect said to be a 17-year-old who vacations there with his family. This is ABC News.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code EARN to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code EARN for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code EARN for a 25 cents per.
Additional information following a Wednesday morning manhunt. Good morning. I'm Jeff Moats. 67 degrees at KFOR. A 23-year-old man from Dodgeville, Wisconsin, who is a suspect in a missing person and possible homicide case there, is in a Nebraska jail cell today after a pursuit along Interstate 80 from West Lincoln to near the Pleasantdale exit early Wednesday morning, which resulted in a more than 4-hour manhunt. Nebraska State Patrol Superintendent Colonel Brian Wass says the suspect crashed his vehicle into a creek and took off. Wass says that Gavin Thompson was spotted around 6 o'clock Wednesday morning.
Lancaster County deputies spotted a man who matched the suspect's description. He was walking about 4 miles west of the crash scene.
Thompson was arrested on local charges and put in the Lancaster County Jail for flight to avoid arrest and willful reckless driving. Wass says a search of the vehicle found a deceased woman in the back seat of the vehicle, and it was clear that she had died before the crash. More of the stories up at KFORnow.com. On Tuesday evening, Lincoln police arrested a 42-year-old man for allegedly kicking in the door of a home in the area of 44th and Valley Road, then asking where his daughter was at before leaving. According to LPD Public Information Manager Erica Thomas, officers found out from the victim that Stephen Gray was at the home, gathered his belongings from the victim's daughter, and refused to leave, but Gray soon left after other officers asked him to leave. The daughter was gone after that first incident, but Thomas says Gray tried to push his way into the house by using a towel to keep the door from closing, and then pulled out what he believed to be a firearm from under the towel.
Officers located Gray and the firearm, which was later identified to be a lighter gun, about a block away from the scene.
Gray was arrested for burglary and terroristic threats, among other offenses. And some updated numbers from the Broadcasters Unite for Life Summer Blood Drive from the Nebraska Community Blood Bank being held Wednesday. Unofficially, 85 people came to donate on Wednesday at the Havelock United Methodist Church near 60th Memorial. The goal is to get 130 donors. You have until 5 o'clock this afternoon to do so. More details can be found at ncbb.org. Partly sunny today and a high of 78. I'm Jeff Moats, KFOR News.
Introducing TRT for life at Limitless Mail. One upfront cost and you're covered for life. No monthly bills, no surprise price hikes. But act fast. Only 20 TRT lifetime memberships per clinic. Pay one upfront cost at Limitless Mail and your testosterone therapy is covered for life. Boost your energy, enhance performance, think more clearly, build muscle, and have more confidence. Sign up now at limitlessmail.com.
Although we can't control the air we breathe outside our home, we can make a healthy difference inside, and all it takes is a call to Bryant. With healthy air options, Bryant can help you eliminate allergens, odors, and harmful chemicals, all while controlling indoor humidity levels at the same time. If it's time for a breath of fresh air inside, it's time to call Bryant. Breathe easy, breathe healthy. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111.
This is the Morning Hookup on KFOR.
So rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, mama, rock me.
Welcome back to the Morning Hookup, hour number 2. Thanks for hanging out with us on a beautiful Thursday morning. As typical, I get out of my chair to get a little stretch. Nope. Open Championship was logging in. Was logging in more minutes on the Open Championship. Rory McIlroy back to even par, just then drain a birdie putt on the par 5. Scotty Scheffler 3 under. He just knocked it to about 15, 20 feet on his final hole. So we're keeping up with that in about 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 13 seconds. Coach Brett Jody. Has there ever been a guy more on point to our show? I don't think so. No, I don't think so. My kid, during the time, texted me, "Dad, can I call you?" No. So during the break, he FaceTimed me. He's watching the Open Championship. He wanted to show me where DeChambeau hit his tee shot. He couldn't believe it, how far right it was.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. That's your youngest watching that.
Yes. FaceTime me. Well, I just left it on, so I left the house and nobody was awake.
Well, is your 14-year-old even awake yet?
Let me check. I always, I do that. I check. I go to Life 360.
Yep. See,
and if his phone's still plugged in, it is still plugged in.
Yeah.
It's been plugged in since 11 o'clock last night.
Yeah. He's not.
So to answer your question, no. 3 of the phones are unplugged. My wife's, my daughter's, and my youngest. They're unplugged.
But you know what? It's summer. He's done with baseball. Let the kid sleep in a little bit.
Sleep, man.
Yeah.
Ain't no doubt about it. That kid can sleep. But it's a grown boy. He'll wake up. His mode is wake up. What's for lunch?
Second one off to high school.
Yesterday, he called us and he called me. I was out and about. His lunch. He goes, "Dad, guess what I have for lunch? Made some noodles. Made himself some noodles. He likes penne.
Okay.
He goes, I cut up the rest of the steak in the fridge, which is probably about 10 ounces.
There you go.
Went in the bowl. Also, he said, saw a pork chop in there from the other night. He did that up. He had a bowl of pasta, a 10-ounce steak, and a pork chop.
No sauce or anything?
No,
no,
he's straight sauce. He goes butter noodles. He's an interesting cat. Most of my kids are interesting when they eat, but Ty is not a pizza fan unless it's barbecue chicken. No marinara, straight barbecue sauce, chicken, cheese.
Interesting.
It's a weird dynamic. Coming up, Salt Dogs manager Brett Jody, more Open Championship. We'll talk a little Huskers and some stories that we missed. Boy, look at the count. You see us both looking at them. It is let's see when he calls in today. I don't know.
At least they have a little flavor when they eat, and it's not just chicken strips and fries and cheeseburgers.
Yeah, they'll get to that. I mean, sometimes it's if their go-tos, if they had a go-to, it's if I'm saying, all right, I'm going to go to a restaurant, this is going to happen. Ty is chicken tenders and fries. Tanner is cheeseburger. Those are if they can't decide,
yeah,
they default to those two things. It's instant.
I don't mind that as a alternate, but if you go to every restaurant and that's all that you eat, come on, man, you gotta expand the palate a little bit.
Certain restaurants, I don't allow that to happen.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do that. If you're going to a Mexican restaurant to eat, if you order a chicken tenders or a cheeseburger, I'm going to slap you in the face.
Oh.
Sorry, I shouldn't say that's bad.
Look at that.
I mean, it's just money. Sorry, I didn't mean to say it that way, but I think there's certain places you just don't eat certain foods. Okay. You'll leave that stuff alone. So I think he's on point, man. We're going to have Salt Does manager Brett Jody here briefly. As soon as we get him picked up on the line. We got him.
We got our guy.
All right, let's go. Salt Dogs manager Brett Jody. Coach, what's up?
What's going on, guys? How are y'all?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Have you had a chance to get some rest? Seriously, you guys been burning it at both ends being on the road.
Look, it's been a grind. It's been tough, but yeah, and I'm battling something. You can probably hear I'm battling some head cold. I don't feel bad or anything, but I can't quite shake it, over the last couple of weeks. So it's getting me a little bit, but yeah, we're making it, man. We're getting some rest. Luckily we're at home now, and got the All-Star break coming up here soon too. But it's been a tough stretch for sure.
Well, as you guys work towards the grind, you try to keep your kids healthy, your players healthy, not kids, it's your players healthy. Kids, they could be your kids. You know how it is, but our players healthy. How do you keep yourself in routine when you're on the road? Because as we know, players need to be healthy. So do managers. Right body, right mind, right sound. How do you keep your routine going, and what do you do to keep your keep your stamina and your health going?
Yeah, I try to be smarter than I used to be. Probably, you get some time on the road or whatever. Maybe you go out at night or do some things maybe you shouldn't or whatever. I try not to do that anymore. Try to get rest when you can, or if you get an off day on the road or whatever, you take some time for yourself or whatever. But then, I'm trying to work the phones and emails and talk to agents and players and stuff like that. Try to make some upgrades and different things like that too. So you're never really totally down. But and then eating well is a big thing, and I can honestly say I haven't been doing that as much as I should. But finding some place you like to go and taking care of yourself with that and getting the proper meals in you. But I'm a bad guy during the season. During the off season, I'm a big breakfast guy. During the season, I kind of skip that. My first meal becomes about 1 o'clock in the afternoon a lot of times. So I'm not the perfect example or anything. And then working out, I love to get up. Like the last 2 days, I've gotten up and got a little workout in and stuff like that. And I feel a lot better when I do that. And then you get out to the field. I also like having BP and getting our work in, and then having an hour and a half, 2 hour break is really nice. Some of these places we go on the road, let's say it's a 7 o'clock game, you don't have BP until they give you the field at 5:15, 5:30, and you're supposed to be off by 6:15 or whatever. So we're rushing to go in there, fill out their side of the lineup, and then take a shower real quick. And I got to be out there at 15 minutes later for the starting pitcher to warm up, because usually that's about 30 minutes before the game starts. So it really leaves you with no time. And then you're trying to do some scouting stuff on the other team and stuff like that. So I don't like being rushed like that. So I do like the home routine of having more time in between, your work on the field and the game time. So home is definitely an easier routine. Road is harder and it's more rushed, but you don't have to be at the field as early. So everything's starting later, but then when you get there, it's on and it's running fast. So there's positives to both, but I definitely like, the home and the comfort of your own place and being able to eat at some of your, own establishments or even cooking for yourself or doing something like that and just being a little bit healthier, because it's tough to find, it's tough to consistently, I should say, eat at restaurants that are good for you and, make you feel decent about yourself.
Salt Dogs manager Brett Jody with us on the morning hookup. And Coach got the win Tuesday night, dropped one last night. Tonight we got the rubber match against the Sewer City Explorers. Do we know who's towing the slab tonight for both teams? What's the approach tonight, and how do we get a win on a Thursday night against Sioux City?
Yeah, it's Nate Blaine for us, and I think his name's Kyle. I know it's Marmon or whatever for them. They've had a lot of success this year, with their whole pitching staff, honestly. And then they had a couple guys last year that were kind of their 8th and 9th inning guys, and they turned into starters this year and really been durable and going deep into games. And we were looking at their team last night because their record's outstanding. They're playing well, and Drew Ward and our hitting coach and I were talking about what's making them so good and pitching. He said, "Do you like offense or pitching better?" And I said, the old cliche, good pitching will stop good hitting almost any time. That's true most of the time. Even when we've been swinging it really well, we ran up against a real good pitcher, last night that really knew how to pitch. He's making 4 or 5 pitches in there at any time, and that really makes it tough on the opponents. We had some hits, had some base runners in scoring position, but just couldn't get that big hit. And that's what really good pitchers do. They know what pitches to throw in those situations, and so their whole staff is really deep. I mean, they got a chance every time out, from the starters, and they got a lot of good bullpen arms as well. And then from the offensive side, they can steal a lot of bases. I think they're leading the league in stealing bases, and so they're quick on defense because they're able to get to a lot. I feel like the center fielder is everywhere right now, and then they're able to get in scoring position for these bigger guys and stuff. And they don't have ridiculous numbers offensively, but they're able to do the things they need to do to move the guy over or whatever, and be in scoring position and get that guy in. And I know you didn't ask me about Sioux City. You asked us more about us, but that's what's making them tough right now. And so what do we need to do? We need to, you can't steal first base, so we need to keep those guys that can run, which is about 5 of them, off the bases as best we can. Even last night, we only gave up, I think, 8 hits or something, but we gave up 5 runs. So, that's not a good ratio of runners on to runs scored. Where we had 9 hits, I think, and we scored 0. So, and we only walked, I think, 3 yesterday, maybe 4. So that wasn't bad. That's been a thing that's been problematic for us lately. But if we can get rid of the free passes, and we were better 2 days ago, I don't think we walked any, and it definitely rings true. If you don't walk any, don't give free passes, it makes it a lot tougher for those guys to score, and that's what we need to do a little bit better with, and not giving away those free passes, attack the zone a little bit. And we got away from that, and I've had meetings about it. I've had a lot of talks. You can see we've been giving away some games late out of the bullpen as well, and stuff. So we're trying to attack and be a little smarter there. So if we get a good starting performance from Nate Blaine, get some timely hitting, that's kind of the recipe, in any game. But really just eliminate the free passes and eliminate the big inning. I think we'll be in good shape, and we're in position to win a series, and we need to take advantage.
Coach, you bring up some good points there about looking at other teams and how they're having success. When you look at like either the offensive side and the pitching side, is there a key stat that you look at and go, this is the tell of the story? Because you mentioned strikeout to walk. That could be on both sides, whether you're striking out way more than you're walking at the plate or you're walking more than you're striking out on the mound.
100%. That's a huge stat that I look for when I'm looking at pitchers, walks to strikeout ratio, and then when I'm looking at hitters, the same exact thing. You're absolutely right, and that's something a lot of their guys are walking and striking out at the same rate, and then you add the stolen bases to that, so the on-base percentage is good, and then they're able to steal second, so that's basically like hitting a double. So it's so you don't need that power guy if you have that going on. So that's something that's really high for them, and that's what jumped off the page. The stolen base numbers, the on-base percentage is pretty good, and then just our overall pitching numbers. I mean, they got, starter last night had a 1, which he has less now. The starter tonight has a 3. Their starter the next day has a 2 something. Like all their guys and the reliever they brought in a 2, a 1. It's kind of crazy. It makes me a little jealous, honestly. But we're trying to get some of those guys as well, but yeah, it's just ridiculous numbers that they're bringing in there, and their home run numbers or anything like that aren't astonishing or don't jump off the page, but again, they don't need to be with how they're playing defense, and I mean their third baseman eats up everything. Actually, the umpire and I were talking about that yesterday. Anything close, and I heard him say yesterday, the guy ran for a ball, got it in the hole. He said, "Whoop, that's done." And the umpire was saying that, and he made a good throw to third. He's made some ridiculous plays already. So, and like I said, that center fielder's been all over the place too. So that takes away a lot of potential hits, a lot of potential runs when you're able to play defense like that. So they're clicking pretty well and tough to beat. But like I said, we're in a position to win a series, and if we do the small things, the little things, I think we can take advantage of that and obviously get the big hits at the right time. We'll be okay.
Coach, obviously you want to win every game. That's the goal. But the reality of baseball is it's a tough sport. It's a game. It's a dumb game. It takes from you. It gives from you. And so the reality is you're not going to win every game, and you might have some ups and downs. What's sort of the message in the clubhouse when you do have those ups and downs? Because I'm a youth baseball coach myself, and sometimes I run out of things to say to the team when, we might lose a game when we beat ourselves. And I said the same message 10 times, like, hey, guys, we were in that, and they didn't beat us. We beat ourselves. What's sort of the message in the clubhouse or the vibe around the team right now?
Well, what's tough and what's good is we're playing really good for long periods of time. Like we're scoring runs in most of our games, right? And we're in that game, and we're producing enough runs to win that game. So, so then what is the problem? Well, lately, if you can put it on one thing, it's been kind of the bullpen, but all the starting pitching haven't been great either. We haven't been shut down in the starting side of things. So overall, the pitching needs to be a little bit better. But I don't want to pick on them either. And then last night we don't score at all, get shut out and lose like that. But and then you look at, like, if we would have, just kept the lead in half of those games, then we're sitting here at 500 or slightly above potentially. So it's a fine line, and you're exactly right. And it is demoralizing too when you have played, maybe you've outplayed the other team for 7-8 innings, and then you have a bad inning or two, whether it's defensively or pitching or whatever it may be. That's tough. And that kind of started this, we had a game on a Sunday. We were up 5-1 going into the 8th, and gave up 2 in the 8th, and gave up 3 in the 9th, and lost 6-5. And I said before the game, this is a huge game. Now, you hope that doesn't carry over, but it happened to be we needed to win that game. We felt like we were better, and then we're going on a really tough road trip. So we knew that would be a tough road trip, and if we go 500 on the road, that'd be outstanding. So, which we didn't accomplish, but. So, yeah, I mean, what I do like, though, is the energy. I mean, they're coming every day. It's a new day. Let's get it, and stuff. We're getting T-shirts printed up and stuff that, are trying to get us going a little bit. And the team is still very much invested, which is good. That's the hardest part. And you want to make sure that is, which I shouldn't say is the hardest part. Like, if you can't go out there and do your job and try to win, then you shouldn't be playing anymore. But sometimes you can lose, you're giving great effort every night, and you're not being rewarded for it. And it's tough on my side too. Like, we work just as hard, if not harder, probably, than a lot of these other teams. When you're going well, you don't really have to do much, right? You just go out there and make sure everybody's happy and doing well and feeling good. And you keep putting them in the lineup and keep going out there. It really doesn't matter who you bring out of the pen because they're doing well. So that makes it kind of easy. I mean, when you're not doing well, then you got to figure out what you're doing wrong to remedy it. And do you have to give up on a player to get a new guy in there? And can you find that new guy? And that's something I'm really struggling with. And I'm not the only one. I'm talking to other teams too that are, weak in a certain aspect of the game, and they're trying to upgrade. It's just very, very tough. So I know some pieces we need, but you can't find it, and you got to keep coaching up the people you have. And, one of the big messages I had with the team the other day, or with the pitchers, was all of you guys have done well here and had success for long stretches of time, and now we're all decided to not do well. So you need to get that confidence back and figure out what works for you. And it was really, it was a lot of stuff that we did, and then we did some BFPs yesterday. So we're working through it, and we're gonna come out of it. But which guy's gonna do well that day and which guy isn't. And so what I'm getting at, you can play 6-7 great innings, then you got a guy that goes out in the 8th and gives up 5, and then then now you're down 6-4 or something. So it's a tough game, and then you don't want to sit there and look at a person and be like, oh, we lost because of that guy. And you don't do that. It's very much a team sport, but then, like I said, you get out and play them 24 out of 25 guys and still lose the ball game. So you said it yourself, it's a dumb game. Charlie and I talk about that sometimes. This is a dumb game, and, you can do so many things right, and a ball can you hit 8 line drives to the wall right at a guy and they're all caught, or can you hit 6 or 7 C&I ground balls or flares or whatever, and now you're scoring runs all over the place. So it is a dumb game, but you just try to put yourself in a good position, try to minimize mistakes, which we do that a little bit, and at least make the other team have to fight to beat you. And sometimes we do that, and sometimes we kind of gift them some things with an 0-2 hanging slider or something like that, or maybe make a mental mistake on the base paths or whatever it may be. So, but we clean up those things and honestly just minimize the mistakes on the mound when we're ahead in the count and get rid of the free passes. And we have the offense to score and be in these games. So we just got to be a little cleaner.
Well, Coach, you got a few games ahead of you still, but speaking of being rewarded, the All-Star break is coming up. Talk about the All-Star break. One, what it means for the team. I know there's a lot of rest coming up, and one, where it's at, what's the format, and which dogs might be able to attend this year.
Yeah, we have Drew Devine and Danny Bautista Jr. are going to the All-Star game, so they're very much deserving, and we have some other guys that I think could have made it, but our division is stacked, man. And you look around at position for position, there's a lot of good players out there. So yeah, and I think I've talked about this before. It's kind of a reward and a curse, like as far as pitching, especially, and position players too. I mean, Danny Bautista, Devine, they've been playing every day, and then they got to go out there and perform again. But they're not going to play the whole game probably, and it'll be a little more relaxed environment and stuff. Maybe they get an at bat or two, so it's really not bad. And it's sandwiched with some off days too, because they very much need that. And then the pitching side of things, we don't have any pitchers going right now, which honestly is kind of a blessing. We have a lot of young arms, and I think they need that time. They need that break to kind of rejuvenate that arm and take the mental break too. I know I liked more so the mental break than the physical. If I made an all-star game, that was great. But then you got to go out there. Not only do you have to compete, but you have to compete against the best of the best. And man, that means I need to be on my game. So I really can't take that mental break where I can just sit back and, for lack of better words, chill for a little bit. So very, very happy for those guys to make it, and also kind of secretly happy that some of the arms didn't make it, so they can, relax a little bit, and hopefully we can make a run at this thing and be a little bit stronger for not really exactly the second half, but the last, 30 some games or whatever, and finish this thing strong. But yeah, definitely be watching those two guys and happy for them, and looking forward to the break as well. I always say you get one off day, you're ready to get back after it and get on the field. But you get two off days, that makes you really, really hungry and you're really excited and it's like you've been out for a week and you don't know what to do with yourself. So we're going to have 4, actually 3 for the All-Star break, and then I just figured it out yesterday. Our Thursday was everybody else in the league is playing, I think, and we're off Thursday as well. So we actually have 4 days. We'll travel to Fargo on Thursday and get there ready for that Friday matchup against Fargo. We haven't played at Fargo this year, so love playing there, and very excited to crank that up and start that off, and it'll be a big series right after the break.
So what's on the docket for Coach Brett Jody in his off time? What does relaxing look like for you on your off day?
Finding a few players. I'm gonna try to make a few moves. That's something I know on previous teams and all my years, where if you can make a couple huge additions during that time, that's big. So I will be looking to try to do that. I mean, I'm still doing that now, but it'll give you even more time to try to do that. So work the phones a little bit, try to go fishing a little bit too, work out. Like I said, I'll eat well and everything. I don't have anything major planned. I don't want to go on a big long trip or anything like that. Just kind of hang out here and enjoy some things you don't normally, you're not normally able to enjoy, and maybe, eat dinner at a normal time and things like that. So I'm pretty simple, but yeah, just looking forward to unwinding a little bit and relaxing, and it'll be a lot of fun. Definitely looking forward to it.
Well, Coach, thanks for taking the time, man. Good luck tonight as you guys take on that road match with Sewer City. We're not going to give them the real name. It's Sewer City.
It does smell, man.
It does smell. It's not. It's real. It's real. This isn't like we're not making this up. It just smells.
No, we were driving through, my kids and I, wife, we were driving through the other day to go to Sioux Falls, and they were like, "What's that smell?" And I said, "That's it." I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. I don't know what it's from. I don't know what it is, but it definitely smells.
Awesome. Well, Coach, thanks for your time, man. Good luck to you guys tonight. Take care of yourself. We'll talk to you real soon.
That sounds good, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks. Salt Dogs manager Brett Jody. Always great stuff from Coach as they battle tonight for that rubber match. Thirsty Thursday at the ballpark, and you can hear it right here on KFOR tonight. So, all right, let's take another break, come back, talk a little Huskers, talk a little more Open Championship. Yeah, buddy. Actually, let's see. I think they got my article. That's the article I wanted. Let's get out of here. Let's go. Yeah. So, I'm going to switch it up.
Let's do it.
CBS Sports has an article about buyers and sellers, Major League Baseball. We should talk that.
Did we not do that yesterday?
No, we threw out some names. Now, who's a seller and who doesn't really know yet? That's the question. July 31st deadline. We'll hit some of our. They've got them put out in different. It's on CBS Sports and Major League Baseball. So they got obvious buyers. Then there's probable. It says what's that?
I got a good question for that.
Obvious, probable sellers, obvious sellers. That's funny. Little open championship in my life here for a minute. All right. That's my favorite thing. It's the arm goes out. They hit it and they go. Or that was JT I was talking about from 198. All right.
JT is.
You think he's even par?
I was asking last name.
Thomas. Justin Thomas. Sorry. Justin Thomas. Here's a guy I can get down with. Justin Rose for Eagle. Sit. Good putt.
Sounds like me on the course. Sit down. Sit, ball. Sit.
There was a. Yep.
What I doing then? Chasing you like a shot of whiskey, burning, going down, chasing you.
Welcome back in the morning hook. A special thanks here to Salt Dogs manager Brett Jody hanging out with us. Dog tonight. Hey, Barker Park. Rubber match against Seward City. 7:05 start. We'll hear it right here on KFR tonight. They're at home for 4 more games. So get your butts out there. Go check out the Dogs. Then they'll be at the All-Star break. Then they'll be gone for a little weekend. Then they'll be back to wrap up July. Speaking of wrapping up July, the trade deadline. Major League Baseball would get out of the All-Star break. And now it's time to start thinking buyers, sellers, all that good stuff, your favorite teams, what they might do, how they might try to get this. CBS Sports has one. Obvious buyers. Look who's at the top of the obvious buyer. It's your Red Sox. It says Boston's immediate struggles after the Devers trade for a while made them look like potential buyers. However, 11-1 record in July flipped up particular sellers, by the way, and put them in a buyer territory. Their second wildcard position right now, and very much in the thick of the AL East. Top of the list by adding rotation help to cover injuries after Walker Buehler's ineffectiveness.
Get some pitching. Because the lineup right now is potent. They are hitting the cover off the baseball. You put some, maybe one rotational guy and then a couple pieces in the bullpen. Watch out. Watch out for the Red Sox.
So they're buyers. Teams that are also people like the Cubs. The Cubs are in this thing. The Cubs right now, in that world of they're in the discussion. Are they the best team in baseball? Question mark.
I think
right
so.
now, they'll be looking to add. They have a rotation. Been hit hard with injuries. Also, can they upgrade at third base? That's the question mark for those Cubbies right now. Like snakes in the grass, aren't they? Did not know they were that good. Other buyers listed out here, the Tigers, who have been really, really good, the Astros, the Dodgers. How much more can the Dodgers buy?
No, seriously. How do they have this much money?
They tout the Max Muncy injury. Does that prompt them to do something, or are they just okay with where they're at? Other guys, other teams out there, Mets locked up in a tight race with the Phillies. Obviously, the Phillies will be in the buying mode as well as the Mets to try to secure some pitching help. A lot of this is pitching help. You're looking at like how deep can your rotation get to aid what you already have. going on. The Yankees are out there as a buyer in that world. Padres. Let's get to some of the potential buyers. Brewers potentially buying out there as they are in that central race with the Cubs. It says quietly and contrary to expectations, the Brewers have emerged as one of the best teams in the National League. This remains going the best organization in the game today, and they figured to use their resourcefulness leading up to July 31st. The big need is an upgrade at shortstop. The Brewers season have gotten a 200. Their shortstops are hitting 200 right now. Bullpen depth is another reasonable ask for them. Somewhere in the, I don't know, probable sellers. This is a unique area, which I hate that my team is there. Braves. It said the Braves may be the most disappointing team in baseball. Not might be. They are. An 8th trip to the playoffs and perhaps an NL East title were expected. Not going to happen. But instead, the break finds them 9.5 out of the playoff position and on pace for 90 losses right now for a Braves fan. But the Braves locked up their core. It's not a team that likely undertakes a deep sell. Instead, the Braves will probably gauge the market for a few players. Ozuna, Iglesias. There are also some buzz around Sean Murphy. It'd be interesting to Braves. The Braves are in the weird world because they locked up their core. How much do you want to sell? Or you just live with what you have right now, and not that you're done, but you just turn it off and go, all right, let's look ahead.
Well, in the break, I said that I had a question about all this buying and selling stuff. You have to look at it from both sides of the coin. Like teams like the Cubs, the Dodgers, the Mets, the Phillies, the Tigers, all those teams have something in common.
Mm-hmm.
They're in first and second place in their division. Mm-hmm. So yes, you want to add some pieces for in the postseason, but also at the same time, it's like, okay, we made it here with the squad that we have right now. At what point do you say, okay, we're going to ride with what we have? And then at what point do you say, okay, we need to bring in a haul and bring in different guys? Because I think teams like the Braves, I think teams like the Royals, those guys that are kind of right in the middle, I think you need to add more than just one piece. And then maybe if you're a team like the Dodgers or the Yankees or the Mets or those teams that are at the top of the division, just like one area that's maybe your weakness. Maybe you need somebody in the bullpen. Maybe your bullpen guys walk too many hitters. Maybe you need a closer. Maybe you need a corner infielder. What do you think about that?
I think you're right on it. It's depth pieces more than anything. If you read the Tigers, we'll talk about the Tigers because this is exactly to your point. The Tigers have legitimate designs on the best record in baseball. That means two things. The roster already is in excellent shape. They'll still be looking to make improvements. They don't need much. AJ Hinch's team could use another reliable high-leverage reliever or two. That's it. You mentioned that. They're looking just to get depth and improve. At a spot that's pretty good already. What else can I add to make it better? Right? One or two things, too. Make it better. And down the stretch, my high-leverage guys are already successful. Rest down the stretch to be ready for that playoff push and playoff run. So that's a great point because it is. A lot of times it's like, what do I really need to do? You talk about the other one we mentioned. Who was that? They had a shortstop issue. Let's go find a shortstop that can maybe hit 225, 250.
Right.
For us down the stretch, not 200, what I've got in the first half of the season. The Yankees talk about this. General Manager Brian Cashman has already said his team will be looking to make improvements leading up to the deadline. Specifically, they'll be looking for upgrade at third base. There's a specific need. Upgrade at third base. They have designs on repeating as AL East champs and earning a first-round bye, but they'll probably need a roster upgrade or 3. They're specific. These teams that are at that 1-2 are very specific on their needs.
Yep.
Not a lot of these teams have, like I said, they've gotten there. They're first and second, and that feels like it'll continue that way, right? And some of these teams are in high leverage situations that they got to be there. They got to be like the Red Sox, Yankees, Blue Jays, right? That's a unique. They're in a race.
Oh yeah,
that's a race. The AL East, no NL East. That's a race. It's an arms race between the Mets and the Phillies right now. The Tigers, look, man, not to say that they don't need to make it. They're 11.5 games up. Now, could that go away? Yes. But they can be very picky and choose exactly where they need to be. They have a little more room for error, right? 1, you want in your division. 2, you want those buys in the playoffs. right? You want to get yourself to the buys. Some teams out there, I think these are obvious when you're looking at them. Obvious sellers. I don't know what they have to sell, but obvious sellers. You can name the 5 or 6 teams that are in there. The A's. Obviously, the A's in a unique situation on what they're doing, where they're playing at right now as well. They'll have some unique opportunities to sell. The White Sox are in the sell market. The Rockies, I don't know what they have to sell. The last line says they'll sell, but the question is how much they have to sell. I don't know. I wish Elijah was here to answer for his team. The Pittsburgh Pirates looking to be in the selling market. No, in this article says no young ace Paul Skeens isn't going anywhere. Okay. There are other selling pieces there. And then the Nationals. The Nationals are in the selling type market when you look at it.
Interested to see where Sandy Alcantara from the Marlins goes. That could be a great arm for a potential playoff team.
Yeah, they said it could be one of the biggest names moved before the deadline arrives. He's a 22 Cy Young in his comeback season from Tommy John. His results haven't been great, but he is a top-notch name that will move. Depends on who's going to get him and where they're going to move to.
And to the listeners out there, we haven't talked about the Rockies much lately. Well, there isn't really much to talk about, but for a while there, I felt like every show we talked about the Rockies. Quick update: they are a league worst 22-74, on pace for the worst in history, 125 losses in a single season.
I want it to happen. Go.
Yeah, I'm all for it. Just keep losing.
There's also some cool stuff out there if you look at. I love CBS Sports. They just want to go to. They have bold predictions out there, and we'll go through those another day. But good chance to look at it. Like one of the predictions is the Braves will set a Major League Baseball record for pitchers used. Atlanta has used 31 pitchers this year, 4th most in baseball behind the Mets, Dodgers, and Rocky. The bold prediction calls for them to zoom to 3 teams. The record, by the way, is 45 different pitchers used by the Marlins last year.
Jeez.
Because obviously they got injuries, and that makes kind of fun just to go watch and see what these look like. One of the bold predictions I'll throw out there too is the Guardians and Red Sox will swap. Is it Class A for Duran?
Yes.
Bold prediction coming out,
which is a little bittersweet, just because it makes sense. We have far too many outfielders, especially with Yoshida coming back. Roman Anthony is 20 years old. He doesn't need to be playing DH right now. He needs to be in the outfield. Duran's been one of my favorite players the last couple years. The Red Sox struggled a little bit this year.
Yep.
The thing that's good about him is he has a lot of trade value. So
he does.
It from a front office perspective, it makes sense for the Red Sox to move him. It sucks, but it is what it is.
They're also predicting out there, if you're looking at it, San Francisco will trade for Sandy Alcantara. That's who they're predicting right now, that San Fran will, as Buster Posey in that front office being a good executive there. So we'll get through that tomorrow. We'll talk some more baseball tomorrow as we get back to it, but we're going to take another break, come back to the Open Championship and a lot of stories that we missed. That one's on me, Ryan 840. I've not told YZ that.
It's center field.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Nice. We'll get it back. They like that. That was my 12U.
I remember. Yeah.
Babe Ruth World Series theme song. Go Cubs, go, he says. Good stuff. Let's see what's going on out there. Holy moly. Delete. This game, yeah. Like right in my wheelhouse. It's like all the songs I was listening to on the golf course yesterday.
The ones I'm playing?
Yeah. I'm all over the board with music, though.
Oh,
Round
me
and
too.
round, it changes. Sometimes hold it changes when I'm getting pissed. Yesterday was a good, nice country theme for a while.
I thought we might get a little bit of consistent, nice weather, but it looks like it's going to be hot again next week.
Yeah, it's going to be hot. I mean, it's not, not for long here. But if you get a chance, man, I did it this morning. Roll your windows down.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you do? That's good news.
Just get me to August. Best time of the year. Actually, September is probably the best time of the year. It's like week 2, week 3 of football. Weather feels nice.
There's a few Husker stories we can get to as well.
Oh, yeah, there was one I was going to bring.
Probably stand up for a minute. No, your watch, my watch, I have that watch is the time to stand up. And I'm competitive.
All right, we're going right now.
I'm no stranger to the rain. I'm a friend of thunder. Friend, is it any wonder lightning strikes me? I've fought with the devil.
Welcome back to the morning hookup. Bill Hooks, YZ. A few moments left to hang out with you guys. Thanks for taking the time on a beautiful Thursday to hang out with us. Little boy, there's 4 guys right now, 400 par. Aaron Rye just posted. He's 400 through 8 holes. Somebody's out running away right now, having a little fun out there. Scheffler finished. We talked about that. Lucas Glover, by the way, 300 through 3. Off to a great start. One name, Harris English, 300 through 4. Throwing up some good numbers.
Okay.
Right now. You mentioned that boy, Terrell Hatton, didn't you?
I did.
How about he's now 200 par through 6 holes.
All right.
Out there. Roy McIlroy got it into red figures, 100 through 5. Open champion Brian Harmon, -1 through 7 holes right now. John Rahm's got it there at 100. Shane Lowry, tough day up and down round. If you watched this, I watched a lot this morning. He grinded himself to a 70, 100 par. Go look at that scorecard if you want some fun. Justin Rose there. Phil, we talked about Phil. Justin Thomas battled to get it to even par. Xander Schauffele battled there as well to get to there. Let's see. Victor Hovland up. Oh, boy, Ricky's falling back. He's even par now. He was 200 at 1 point. Who else? Min Woo Lee. Did you pick? Who was that? No, that was Elijah yesterday. He liked a little Min Woo Lee. +1 through 6 holes right now. There are some guys out there having some really tough days. I've seen some tough lies out there. I saw DeChambeau swiping at the side of a hill. He's 2 over through 6. Somebody posted on X or Twitter, we like still call it. It said, coming to YouTube later tonight, how to break 50 on the front 9. Playing off his breaking 50. YouTube saying, can't lay Tommy Fleetwood 2 over. Some of those are on Cam Young, 3 over. He shot 74. But, man, there's a lot of golf left to be played. Colin Morikawa, 75.
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was just going to say it. They played, what, 4?
Yep,
4 days?
You got to make the cut, but obviously
Okay.
it's the number will fluctuate by the leader and things like that in the math, how it all works out. But amateur Brian Newman shot 82 today, so he had the high round so far. So there's a lot going on.
4 days of 18 holes after you make the cut, right?
That's right. It's a grind.
All right.
Majors are a grind. Last one of the year.
And there's
You got updated odds over there?
I can get them up real quick.
Kind of fun to look at those as the ever-changing world of live betting golf.
There's no way Scotty's still sitting on like plus 200, right? He's got to jump up a little bit. Wow.
Your mom said she just got back from Boston. Fenway was awesome.
Yep,
they won.
They went out there for a wedding, and she was sending me pictures, and I was very jealous. one of my favorite vacations I've ever been on. It's insane out there, and obviously just being a Boston sports fan, like it was
beautiful. We did it. I did an anniversary out there with my wife. Spent a week, a few days, not a week, but 4 or 5 days out there. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Greg said, Bill, just hit fairways and greens, stay away from the 3-putt, and you won't get pissed. True story. True story.
Yep, just hit the ball straight.
Yeah, I know. It's sitting there.
It's an easy game.
It's stationary.
Let's see. Scotty's still sitting at plus 230.
All right. Who's the favorite?
Scotty.
Still the favorite. Good.
Yeah. By about. Well, you're in second place is Rory at plus 600, and then Fitzpatrick, Rahm plus 1100, Tyrell Hatton coming in at plus 1400, and then we jump up to 25, 28, 3000 with Aaron Rye.
Yep. 2 glove, black gloves.
Really? I've never seen that before. He wears 2 gloves?
I think it's 2 glove. Maybe he wears 1. I know it's a black glove.
Huh. Interesting.
It is a black.
And Shane Lau. Oh, odds just changed. Harris English just dropped a little bit. Yeah. I don't know. Still a lot of golf to be played. Well,
yep.
Not really sure what to make of day one, I guess.
Yep. All right. Good stuff. We'll keep rocking that throughout the day and throughout the week as well as we coming up on a Friday tomorrow. Let's do some stories that we missed.
The stories we missed. The Morning Hookup.
Hey, it's back. If you haven't seen it, Husker fans, they're going to open. Huskers will host an open practice event again. This will be the second year. Last year was kind of tough to get it out. They got out a little late. There's a lot more coming out. It will be, let's see, it's $20 for adults, $10 for kids. There'll be club seats available for $30. They're releasing information coming up as well. Also, the Huskers' first practice in pads will host Fan Day before the open practice. How about that? Get your first peek at Nebraska.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
I kind of want to get out there and see that.
Yeah.
Caitlin Clark was in Shane Gillis's comedy bit last night, but she was in some other news, and also her younger brother was in some news.
Ooh, did not hear.
She is facing another injury, and her brother, in a now deleted tweet, posted on Twitter that he said, "Make no mistake, this is on the reffing." So he was blaming the officials for the injury on his sister.
Come on.
Which is now deleted.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Stay out of the way.
Yeah.
Stay out of the way. If you get it, guys, always I get out there. Phil Steele, by the way, has ranked teams who could surprise in 2025. Go take a peek at this. Phil Steele ranked Nebraska number 7 in the poll they put out, number 7 in potential surprise teams. Oklahoma, Texas A&M, Illinois, Utah, USC, Arizona State, all ranked ahead of Nebraska. So there you go. Nebraska right now, I think Nebraska, you got an USC, very popular picks in a lot of polls right now of these teams that could surprise and exceed expectations right now. All the hype starting to come out.
Time to drink the Kool-Aid.
All the hype is coming out.
Here we go. It's that time of year.
Boy, apparently the Kool-Aid you're not supposed to drink, by the way, is Joel Embiid. He vows not to be a part of another 76ers closed-door meeting.
Oh, wow.
Apparently after they got off to a 2-11 start, there was a closed-door meeting to clear the air amongst the teams. But apparently some of the leaked stuff came out that Embiid was upset about public knowledge of him being constantly late and not setting the standard as the team's star. Apparently that got leaked, and he was not very happy about a closed-door meeting.
I can see why he would be upset. It's probably something that needs to stay internal. You fix that in the front office.
He's been a bum. He's a bum.
I agree 100%.
My bad.
No,
just being transparent.
As a Celtics fan, I can't stand the 76ers or Joel Embiid.
And Greg, that's your pick, Terrell Hatton. He said it. Terrell Hatton, he really liked that. So, hey, thank you guys for hanging out with us on a Thursday tomorrow. Dr. Dane Todd, Jeff Moats, and a whole full house of people and a whole lot of you. Have a great Thursday. Catch you on a Friday.